Hello everyone, today we're going to talk about a classic video game that the first version was released on the PlayStation 2 way back in 2007. Later a remaster was released on the PS3, PS Vita, and even the PS4. The game was developed by Vanillaware, the true masters of 2D video games. Of course, we will discuss Odin Sphere. If you're not familiar with the game, Odin Sphere is an action role-playing game with a true S-tier level graphics. The overall gameplay of Odin Sphere is an old-school hack-and-slash with a flexible combat system. The fun gameplay is sprinkled with RPG elements like leveling up and a deep but fun alchemy system. Vanillaware is my favorite current developer. Vanillaware creates easily some of the most detailed 2D video games today. I already discussed a few of the other games. First, we discussed Dragon's Crown, which is an amazing medieval RPG beat-em-up with some sweet fan service, and I cannot recommend this game enough. Then we talked about Unicorn Overlord, which is a beautiful strategy RPG, and I feel it would be considered a true classic someday. If you want to check out those reviews, links are in the description. I did buy Odin Sphere for the PlayStation 2 when it was released, but to be honest, I really didn't get too far in the original game. I guess the game really didn't draw me in when I first played it. I do remember going through the entire first level with the first character Gwendolyn, and I thought the graphics looked great, but the game kind of felt slow for me. You couldn't just spam the attack button because it had a cool-off period, but I even battled past the first boss, and she had a crazy cool design. But then I needed to start over with a new character, and at that point I stopped playing. Much later, when the remaster came out, I was a PS Vita fanboy, and I bought all the quality PS Vita games I could afford, so I took a chance on the remaster. I did eventually buy the PS4 version, and this review will focus on the PS4 remastered version, which I have the most experience in. The story of Odin Sphere is told by a little girl named Alice. She reads through a storybook for each character. You must play through an individual storybook to receive the book for the next character. The game has 5 unique characters to play through. What is different about the game is that you play each character through the story from that character's perspective. The levels are the same, but at least they are played in different orders. I'm not going to go over the story too much in case you want to play through the game yourself. The basic story is an epic, end-of-the-world type, and I did not feel too engaged in the story. Odin is fighting the Fairy Queen for the crystallization cauldron. This is a magical device that can create crystals known as ciphers. These ciphers are used to create magical items. In fact, each of the main character has a magic weapon built with a cipher. There is a ring that could control the cauldron, so everyone is trying to find the ring to gain control over the cauldron. The first character you play through is my favorite, Gwendolyn. She is a Valkyrie and a daughter of Odin. She uses a spear in combat, and she feels the most balanced to me. She can glide around the battlefield quickly, and I found her the easiest to play through, which is probably why she's the first player in the game. With her freeze attacks, she is fun to play, and she is a great character to learn the game mechanics with. Then you play as Cornelius, a prince. He is cursed and turned into a puka, which is a cute kangaroo-like creature. He uses a sword in combat. With powerful ground and jumping attacks, he can do a good amount of damage quickly. Next you play as Mercedes, a princess in the fairy kingdom. She uses a crossbow in battle, and her play mechanics was a good break from the standard hack and slash. She can fly and spam energy bolts from a safe distance. I really liked playing as Mercedes, especially since it was a chore to play through Cornelius. Then came Oswald, a dark knight, and easily my second favorite character. He uses a dagger in combat. What I really liked about this character is that he has a bar that builds in combat. When the bar is full, he can turn into berserk mode, which increases his speed and damage output. Lastly, you play Velvet, another daughter of Odin. She uses a chain in battle, which is unique in this game due to its long range and fire attacks. Let's talk about why I like the game so much, and that's the gameplay. Fun gameplay is really what Vanillaware excels in. The battle maps are large with many branching paths. Each section is clearly marked with a recommended level. The battle levels are circular, which seems a bit unusual. You will see dots that show you all the connected rooms, and this did confuse me a bit, but it's kind of easy to get used to. What is great about the combat is how varied and deep the system can be. This will be a quick overview of the basics of the battle system. You of course have the standard attacks, but you also have POW attacks. These attacks are weapons based. The POW gauge depletes every time you use the attack, but it will regenerate over time, so I use them as much as possible. Then there are PP attacks. PP is gained by defeating enemies in battle, and they do not regenerate over time like POW attacks. Both of these special attacks can be mapped to special controller combinations, so battle is fast and crazy as you use different types of attacks to juggle enemies. Defeating enemies, you gain phosons. These can be used in various ways, but I think the most important way is to unlock photon skills. There is an active skill, which is an offensive attack, but I focused on passive skills. These skills you can do things like increase damage to aerial foes or increase damage to down enemies. There are also active skills. You can think of an active skill like a spell, and they damage foes. Many of these have elemental components. Each character's active skills are unique. Each character has many different active skills. The alchemy system in Odin Sphere is vast, with many diverse uses in the game. You can start potion creation with a standard base material. You can mix all sorts of resources to create new potions. For instance, you can mix various items to create things like healing potions, elemental potions, poison clouds, temporary immunity, and even experience buffs. Potions have levels, and simply put, the higher levels of a potion, the more effective they will be. The potions will typically do more damage or last longer. As you play the game, a first level potion doesn't really do much. You can mix the same potions together to increase the power level. I recommend mixing in food to the potion, which increases their level. In the adventure, you'll find things to harvest, like seeds or even eggs. You can plant the items, and you can use phosons to make them grow. The easiest thing to do with the food is of course eat it. This will heal the character, but will also receive an experience buff. This extra experience can help you gain levels quickly, especially in the earlier levels. Through the game, you will find a traveling restaurant in the battle areas. You will need recipes and ingredients, which can also be found in these battle levels, or you can purchase them from merchants. The restaurant allows you to gain huge experience boosts. There were many times I was underleveled for a particular boss fight, but with the restaurant, it allowed me to level up quickly and take out the boss without spending too much time grinding for levels. There are some amazing things in Odin Sphere. It has top-notch graphics and engaging combat. But to be fair, there are a few things that did not click for me. For me, the story could be hard to follow. The story plays through different characters' perspectives, which sound cool, but there were many times I didn't know what was happening in the overall story. I know this might just be me, since I did skip over some of the story elements because I wanted to get back into the action. I really didn't find this one an issue, but some people might feel that the game is a bit repetitive since you do play through the same areas and fight the same enemies multiple times. But you need to remember that each character has completely different play mechanics, so the variety of the game comes from the characters and not necessarily the levels and enemies. I do prefer Dragon's Crown over Odin Sphere, but it's still a pretty solid game, and the PS4 version is still affordable, so you might want to give it a try if you like traditional 2D graphics. Thanks everyone for watching the video. Don't forget to give the video a like, it would really help me out. Let me know in the comments if you played Odin Sphere. If so, what did you think about it? Do you have a favorite character? Let me know in the comments if you have a game I should cover next. And I will see everybody on the next adventure.